Addiction is a huge problem in America, and this month HBO is launching a 14-part series aimed at helping Americans understand addiction, as well as giving them some ideas of how this can be treated. HBO's series features a segment on it on craft technique, and it was developed by the University of New Mexico psychology professor who's with us this morning, Dr. Bob Myers. How exciting to have your technique showcased in a national forum.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's one of the few people who was chosen around the country to be part of a 14-part series, and so I'm very excited.
Well, before we get to the actual technique, tell me about how big of a problem addiction is in this country.
Well, the reason I got started in the craft technique is because it seems like almost everybody you know has a brother, a cousin, a family member who has problems with alcohol or some other drug and just doesn't want to get help. And my specific technique, the craft model, has helped people to try to get those individuals who really don't want help in the treatment, helping family members.
So that's the hardest part, is actually get them to accept the problem and actually try to do something about it.
That's absolutely correct. And in the past, they've done it by yelling and screaming and getting upset, and my technique is totally different. We go about it with love, caring, and try to help them understand the problem and try to get people involved in treatment in a positive way instead of using negative techniques.
So if you can, explain us to a little bit about how the craft technique works. What's it all about?
Well, the craft technique is a process. We bring in a family member, and what we do is we teach them how to interact differently with the drinker or the drug user. Instead of yelling and screaming when they're using drugs, we tell them to just kind of stay away from them, leave that person alone. But then when they're sober, when they're not using drugs, we talk to them about how to tell them how much you love them, how much you care about them, how important they are to the family, and we try to help them pick their spots. When do you talk to them? When do you stay away from them? So it takes a little bit of time, but we've been very successful here, being funded by the National Institutes on Health through the University of New Mexico to run a couple of scientific studies where we've actually proven that my craft intervention is much more powerful than anything that's used out there currently.
Well, this is going to be a 14-part series, and your segment is one of the techniques that's featured. We're going to see your segment on Tuesday night, is that right?
There's a premiere here Tuesday night at the South Broadway Cultural Center, and it's open to the public, and it starts about 6 o'clock Tuesday.
All right.
And so we'd like to invite folks.
And it's open to the public, so anyone can come and get a better idea of how this works.
And we're going to do a screening of my 30-minute segment on HBO. It's going to be on.
All right, great. And then the HBO segment itself, which features all 14 different techniques, begins on March 15th, runs through the 18th.
That's correct.
All right. Well, it sounds like this is a really interesting technique. I look forward to seeing it. And if anyone wants more information about it, if they see this and they're interested, how do they get in touch with you?
There's going to be a website on the HBO special. They can go to the website. They can get DVDs. They can get more information on the HBO website, which will be on the shows.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Bob Myers from the University of New Mexico. And it'll be interesting to see how this technique works. And I bet you'll have a big boom in people attending after this.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
Thank you.